The bottom parts.
What do we call that? We have four chambers. The upper chambers of the heart are called as, what do we call that? The upper part and the upper chamber and the lower chamber. Yes, Priyanka, everyone. Yes. Do we not call them the atrium, left atrium and the right atrium? And the lower chambers are called as ventricle, left ventricle, right ventricle. Abubakar, I can only see your forehead. I can only see your forehead. So we saw that there are four chambers in the human heart. The left atrium and the right atrium, the left ventricle and the right ventricle. What is the muscular wall between these chambers that is separating the left part and the right part of the heart? What do
So
we
the
call that?
so the
That is
septum.
septum. Septum, no, very good. Yes, Priyanka, what is it? It is septum. Good. Okay. Okay. Also, we learned that some other components of the heart. Okay. In fact, we'll be learning about that in detail today. Okay. Before that, you guys let me know if there are any topics from which you guys are having difficulty. Any questions, any confusions so far? So
Sir.
human heart, which we are discussing right now, it's a powerful pump. We can say it's a very powerful pump that keeps the blood flowing throughout the body, right? That keeps the blood flowing throughout the body. Talking about the structure of the human heart, we have learned that our heart has four chambers. The upper chambers are called as atria, or in singular it is called as atrium. The singular is atrium and the plural is atria. Lower chambers are called as ventricles. Okay. And the right and the left side of the heart are separated by a wall in the middle, and that wall was called as septum, as we have learned. Okay. Talking about how the human heart will be pumping blood, that is something which we are going to discuss today. Okay. So first of all, what is going to happen? The blood will enter into the right atrium via the vena cava. Blood will be entering into the right atrium. All of you know, first of all, listen to what I am saying. Once I will be done, I will be writing all the important things. Okay, guys, Abubakar and Priyanka. And while I will be explaining this, wherever you guys will have any difficulty, just stop me there. Okay? Okay, listen carefully. First of all, blood will be entering into the right atrium, meaning it will be entering over here. So blood from the body, which is low in oxygen and which is high in carbon dioxide. Okay, now it will be returning to the heart through large veins called the superior vena cava, basically from the upper body. So deoxygenated blood is coming from the upper vena cava. This is also called as superior vena cava. Okay, this vena cava that is bringing the blood from the upper part of the body, na, that is also called as superior vena cava. And then take a look at this one. This one will be bringing the blood from the, yes, isn't it simple, from the lower part of the body, from the lower body, right? So this vena is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body, and that is called as anterior vena cava. What do we call this? Anterior vena cava. Okay. So which blood is coming into the atrium? Yes. Which blood is coming into the atrium? Oxygenated or deoxygenated blood? Yes. Oxygenated or deoxygenated blood is coming into the heart. Deoxygenated blood is coming. Okay, guys. It is coming from the different parts of the body. No? So it is going to be deoxygenated blood. If it were to be coming from the lungs, then it will be, yes, oxygenated, no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So our body will be sending the deoxygenated blood into the atrium. Which atrium? Left or the right atrium?
Sir, the right atrium.
Right atrium, no? Okay. So deoxygenated blood via the superior vena cava and the anterior vena cava from the upper body and from the lower body is coming into the right atrium. Hope this much should be clear to everyone so far. Right. Then blood from the right atrium will flow into the right ventricle. It will flow into the right ventricle. Getting it? It will flow into the right ventricle. How it will go here? So there's a opening. This is an opening. Okay, now we'll be learning about their different openings from one chamber to another chamber. Like here is an opening. Getting it now? I will be telling you about this opening later on. Okay, now right now our basic aim is to understand how the blood will be flowing via the different chambers of the human heart. Okay, Priyanka and Abubakar, you guys can hear me clearly now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also, Priyanka?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from the right atrium, blood will be flowing into the right ventricle. Okay, so when the right atrium will be filled with the blood now, till the amount of blood in the right atrium is completely filled, it now the right atrium will contract. It will contract and it will push the blood into the right ventricle. So the right atrium, the muscles of the right atrium, it will contract and it will push the blood into the right ventricle. Okay. Now then what the right ventricle will do? Right ventricle will also contract. The right ventricle will be pumping the blood to the lungs via the pulmonary arteries. You guys see this over here? Blood will be pumped, and this tube that is you're seeing now, what are we calling this? This one is the pulmonary artery. Getting it, everyone? So deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle is now going via the pulmonary artery. It is going towards the lungs. So can you guess why the deoxygenated blood? Yes, Priyanka.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
today I have network issues, sir.
Okay, you can keep your camera off. You can just raise your questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So far, it is clear to everyone now.
Yes, sir.
Also, you keep the camera in the proper orientation. Now I can see only your foreheads. Abu Bakr, you also.
Sir, my camera is very-
Okay, no issues there.
like, sir, if I see it, then like not my
Achha,
forehead.
okay, not a big deal. Okay. So what I was saying that the deoxygenated blood came into the right atrium. The right atrium pumped that deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle. Now the right ventricle pumped that blood into the pulmonary artery, and the pulmonary artery will be bringing that blood towards our lungs. Okay, so why it is sending the deoxygenated blood to the lungs? So that carbon dioxide will be taken away from that blood now, right? That blood will be now reoxygenated. Getting it, guys? Oxygen will be filled into that blood. Then again, blood will be purified. Got this so far? In the lungs, the blood will be picking up the oxygen. This blood will be picking up the oxygen from the lungs, and it will get rid of the lungs. It will give the carbon dioxide to the lungs. It will get rid of the carbon dioxide and it will get oxygen from the lungs. Is that thing clear or not? Please let me know. If there's even a slightest doubt in this, please let me know. Yes, guys, at least respond like you are getting it or not. Yes, sir. No, sir. Am I audible in the class?
Yes, sir.
Boss, do you
Yes,
have any
sir.
doubt in this? Boss, you understood this, Priyanka and Abubakar? Okay. You guys explain this. What I have told you so far. Yes? Is there some connectivity issue today? I suppose I'm properly audible in the class. My mic is working fine. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. So what are we saying that the function, like the flow of the blood from the right atrium to the right ventricle and then via the pulmonary artery to the lungs, is that thing clear or not? Was just let me know if yes or no.
Sir, can you explain it again?
Okay. Okay. That's the thing now. So don't take this much of time in asking the question. Okay. Just simply ask me, sir, I'm not getting it. Okay. Just nothing to feel shy in all this. Everyone here is to learn. Okay. If you're going to feel shy, then it will be problematic. See what I'm trying to explain here, that in every part of the body, respiration takes place. In respiration, carbon dioxide is produced now, right? So our veins will be bringing that carbon dioxide. Like the vena cava is the biggest vein of the body. Vena cava, which we are learning here, it's the biggest vein of the body. Getting it, Priyanka and Ross and everyone? Vena cava, it's a vein, not an artery. Okay. So the vena cava, this one is going to bring the blood from the upper part of the body. If you're getting confused in the superior vena cava, just leave this term. Just understand that this vena cava, this vein is bringing the blood from upper body. This vein is bringing the blood from the lower body. And what kind of blood it will be bringing from the different parts of the body? It will be deoxygenated blood, no? Blood that will have high amount of carbon dioxide in it. Is that much clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Priyanka, what about you? You getting it now? Abu Bakar again seems to have network issue today. Okay, see. Now the right atrium, once it will be filled with deoxygenated blood, then it will send it into the right ventricles. You see, this is an opening. Why this opening? This is actually a valve, VALVE. Remember the same valve which we learned that is present in the
Yes.
veins?
Yes, sir.
So it is basically a valve which is present between the chambers of the heart. Okay, Priyanka and everyone. So
Okay, sir.
why this valve? The deoxygenated blood enters into the right ventricle. Okay. So the right ventricle will now be pumping it into the pulmonary artery. So you see this? Why this valve here? This valve will open for a short period of time. It will open and the blood will be going via this valve into the pulmonary artery. And from the pulmonary artery, it will be sent towards the lungs. And in the lungs, what will happen? The lungs will take away the carbon dioxide gas from the blood and it will fill the blood with oxygen. Got this now? Priyanka, you got this? Abu Bakr is still not here. Okay. Like I say that many students face network issue. So what they can do now, like if there's some issue in the Wi-Fi connectivity, they can ask the Wi-Fi guy to fix that. Or it is highly recommended not to connect to the class with the mobile network. Okay, if you're connecting the class with the mobile network, then you will be having difficulty in the class. You won't be the my voice will not be reaching you properly. Okay, no. So the class will be disturbed for you then. So it is highly recommended. Like Priyanka, if you are regularly facing the network issues, I would recommend you to kindly get a Wi-Fi connection or just ask your parents to somehow fix this issue. Okay. Hmm. So now the question is why this is called as pulmonary artery? Because in the artery, pure blood flows now. Oxygenated blood flows in the artery. Haven't we learned about that? Yes, Priyanka and Gauss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But we know that arteries they take the blood away from the heart now. They take the blood away from the heart. So since this blood vessel is taking the blood away from the heart, because of that reason it is being called as pulmonary artery. Got this? Because of that reason it is being called as pulmonary artery. Priyanka, please tell me, many times students get confused in why this is being called as pulmonary artery. You understood this or not? Because arteries they take the blood away from the heart. So although this artery is carrying deoxygenated blood, this blood vessel is carrying deoxygenated blood, but still it is being called as pulmonary artery and not vein because arteries takes the blood away from the heart. Okay, so far I suppose it should be clear. Okay.
Yes.
Now oxygen rich blood will be returning to the left atrium. The left atrium will be bringing the oxygen rich blood via pulmonary artery. Oxygen rich blood will be coming into this. Getting it, guys? So the oxygen rich blood via the pulmonary artery is coming into the heart. To which chamber it is coming? Left or the right atrium?
So the left.
Left atrium. So there is oxygen rich blood coming towards the left atrium over here. Okay. So so what will happen here? Oxygen rich blood is now returning towards the left atrium, and after getting, like, once it gets the oxygen in the lungs, it will be returning towards the heart, and it enters into the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. It is returning into the left left atrium of the heart. Okay. Further, the blood from the left atrium will be moving towards the left ventricle. Okay. And and further, what is happening here? The blood is moving towards the left ventricle. So left atrium pushes the oxygen rich blood into the left ventricle. Okay. And left ventricle, it is said that it is the strongest chamber of the heart. The left ventricle, it is said that it is the strongest chamber out of the four chamber. Getting it now? It is the strongest chamber. So left ventricle will now pump the blood into the biggest vein, or it will be pumping it into the aorta. So the left ventricle is going to pump the oxygenated blood forward into the aorta. And from aorta, what will happen? From aorta, this
It will
blood
go
will
to the
be
body.
exactly right now. So from aorta, which is the largest artery in the body, aorta, it is the largest artery in the body. Okay, no? So it will be the blood via the aorta will be leaving the heart, and it will go to rest of the body. So is that much clear to everyone so far or not? Kindly let me know. If there's even a slightest doubt, even a small question, please let me know and ask the question without shying. Yes, I will give you guys a minute or two to think about everything here, analyze what we have discussed, and let me know. Because everyone will be required to explain it. And there I will get to know whether you have got to understood it or not. If you're hesitating to ask the questions, don't think that I will not be asking the question from you guys. I will be asking, and then I will get to know whether you have completely understood the concept or not. Also, important thing here is that the reason why this is called as pulmonary vein, what do you know? What kind of vein flows, or what kind of blood flows in the vein? Impure blood or pure blood? Oxygenated or deoxygenated blood? Deoxygenated blood flows in the veins now,
Yes, sir.
right? Priyanka, everyone, Abu Bakar and Gauss. But
Yes.
in this pulmonary artery, what kind of blood is flowing? What kind of blood is flowing?
Sir, in the pulmonary artery of the vein.
No, pulmonary vein, I mean to say. In the pulmonary vein, what kind of blood is flowing? Exactly, no?
Sir,
Oxygenated blood is flowing. Exactly, Gauss. But the question is, why then it is being called as pulmonary vein? Because in the vein, deoxygenated blood flows. But the thing is that what do we know about the veins? Veins brings the blood towards the heart. Now, what does the vein do? It brings the blood towards the heart. So the reason that this blood vessel is actually bringing the blood towards the heart, that's why this is being called as pulmonary vein. So pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins are two special type of veins in the body. Got it now? So all the veins in the body will be carrying deoxygenated blood except for the,
pulmonary
yes,
vein.
pulmonary vein. All the artery in the body will be carrying oxygenated blood except for the
Pulmonary artery.
pulmonary artery. Hope that should be clear to everyone in the class. If there's question in this, please let me know.
No,
Okay,
sir.
there is complete silence among other students. So let's start from Priyanka. Priyanka, explain the functioning of different chambers, or in total explain the functioning of the heart. Okay, Abu Bakr, I will be explaining it again. For Priyanka, you explain this one, explain this, what we have discussed here. Next, Gauss, be ready, you will be explaining this. Okay, Priyanka is not here. Gauss, you start.
Sir, the deoxygenated blood will enter the vena cava. Then it will then it will go to the right ventricle.
One
Uh,
minute. There's a sentence correction here. It will not enter into the vena cava. Via the vena cava, it will enter into the right atrium. Okay, no? Via the vena cava. Okay,
yes, sir.
continue.
And sir, the blood will go to the right ventricle, and from there, it will go in the pulmonary arteries. From there, it will go to the lungs, where the deoxygenated blood will blood will get the oxygen, and the oxygenated blood will come from the pulmonary uh,
Continue,
vein.
continue. Okay. No issues, Priyanka. Continue.
Uh, then via the pulmonary vein, it will go to the left atrium. From
Which
the
kind
left,
of, oh, 1 minute. Which kind of blood is flowing into the pulmonary vein?
sir, the oxygenated blood.
Good, continue.
So from there, it will go to the left atrium, and from the left ventricle, it will go to the uh,
1 minute. From the left atrium, it will go into the left ventricle.
yes.
Continue.
So from the then from the left ventricle, it will go to the aorta, or the largest artery in the body. Then it will go to the other parts of the body.
Got this. Out of all the four chambers, which one is the strongest chamber?
So the left ventricle.
Left ventricle. Okay, now you can understand this like it has to actually pump the blood towards the whole body. So thereby it has to be, the muscles of the left ventricle has to be very strong, right? Okay. Priyanka, for you and Abu Bakr, for you also, like there's a continuous network issue like in almost every class. I don't blame you guys for that, but what I would recommend now, to kindly like ask your parents to get this network issue fixed. Okay, na? Like, since a very long time this issue has been persisting in the class, so it becomes kind of problematic for you guys. Okay, na? So I'd highly recommend to somehow kindly please get this network issue problem
Only for
resolved.
today.
Yes, Priyanka?
Sir, it is class past days or it was good.
Oh, okay, okay. So sometime it happens then for you.
Yes, sir.
Priyanka, you have connected from the mobile network or from the Wi-Fi?
Sir, I connected from the Wi-Fi, but
From the Wi-Fi.
still it's
Oh, okay, okay. What about you, Abu Bakr? Why there's a continuous network issue from your side?
Sir, Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi problem. Kindly ask the Wi-Fi guy to fix this problem. Okay, no? So I'm going to re-explain this thing for you guys. Okay,
Sir, I had a question.
you understood? Yes, was.
So from the superior vena cava and the anterior vena cava, like from both of them will deoxygenated blood flow.
Yeah, exactly. From both of them, deoxygenated blood will be brought to the to the right atrium. Okay. So I'm going to just revise this whole thing once again. Okay. So what happens? Let me just erase this so that you guys don't get confused in this. So what happens here now? Deoxygenated blood, as the respiration will be taking place in every cell of the body, which are live cells, which are not dead. Okay. So waste material like carbon dioxide will be produced. Other waste are also produced, but let's just focus on carbon dioxide as a waste. That has to be expelled from the body. So what happens here? That the vena cava and these two vena cava, the superior vena cava and the anterior vena cava, it will be bringing the deoxygenated blood into the right atrium. Now the muscles of the right atrium will be pushing that blood into the right ventricle. Okay. Now further, the muscles of the right ventricle pump that blood. Guys, am I audible or not?
Sir, you're audible, but your camera
Sir,
stuck.
you are.
Just one minute. There's some network issue. 1 minute. Uh, okay, I should be visible now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happens here now? The blood from the right ventricle will be pumped into the pulmonary artery. Now here's the question. We know that the artery carries pure blood now, meaning that it carries oxygenated blood. So why we are calling this as pulmonary artery? This is the only artery in the body that will be carrying deoxygenated blood. And what we know about the artery, that they carry the blood away from the heart. Now it takes the blood away from the heart. So since this is taking the blood away from the heart, that's why we are calling this as pulmonary artery. And where will it take the carbon dioxide rich blood to? It will be taking it to the lungs, no?
Lungs.
Right? Getting it, Priyanka and everyone? So the blood from the pulmonary artery will go towards our lungs. And in lungs, what will happen? The gases exchange takes place in the lungs, where carbon dioxide gas will be taken and oxygen will be filled into that blood. That is one thing. So that was the function of the right part of the human heart. Okay. Talking about this left atrium here, so pulmonary vein will be bringing oxygenated blood from the lungs. Blood filled with oxygen will be coming via the pulmonary vein towards the left ventricle, the left atrium. Again, the question is why this is being called as vein? Because what we know about vein, they carry impure or deoxygenated blood. But we know that veins brings the blood towards the heart. So because of that reason, this is being called as pulmonary vein. Although it is carrying a oxygenated blood, but since veins are known to bring the blood towards the heart, that's why this is called as pulmonary vein. And it's the only vein in the body that carries oxygenated blood. The rest, all the vein will be carrying deoxygenated blood. Okay, so it goes into the left atrium. From the left atrium, via this opening, it will go into the left ventricle. And left ventricle, I see that it's the strongest chamber of the human heart. Okay, Priyanka, everyone. So it will be pumping that blood into the aorta. Here it goes into the aorta. There's an opening here, and via this it goes into the aorta, which is the largest artery in the body. That's the largest artery in the body. And from here now, the blood will be distributed to different parts of the body. So that is how the human heart functions. Hope this should be clear. Yes, Priyanka, you got this now? And everyone already understood this now? Let me know if you guys have got this.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now take a look at the openings which I was talking about, basically valve basically. Okay. So the valve present between the right atrium and the right ventricle, that is called a tricuspid valve. What do we call this? Tricuspid valve. All of you would be required to memorize the name of these valves. Okay, na? So all of you take your time, try to memorize it, because right now in the class I will be asking the names of these valves. Okay. So tricuspid valve is present where? Yes, Priyanka, where is it present?
Sir, what?
Tricuspid valve, it is present in between two chambers. In between which two chambers? Tricuspid valve is present between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Okay. Then you have another valve over here called as mitral valve, that is present between left atrium and left ventricle. Okay. Everyone take a look at this. I will be asking about this in a minute. Just take a look at this. Okay, now Gauss, tell me, what is the name of the valve present between the left atrium and the left ventricle?
Sir, the
Okay, question is passed to Abu Bakr. You. Okay, Priyanka, you were trying to say?
Sir, can you can you say the question again?
Question was the valve present between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Like this is the human heart, let's say. This is the left atrium, left ventricle. So the valve present between them, what do we call that? Abu Bakr, you?
sir, my
Mitral valve, okay?
my
Mhm. Mitral valve, okay. What about the right atrium and the right ventricle? Yes.
sir, the tricuspid valve.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, Priyanka? It's a Abu Bakr, tricuspid valve, okay, no?
yes, sir, types.
So that was the right atrium and right ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle. Okay. Now let us understand like what will be the role. By the way, there are some other valve in this also. Okay. So the other valves present over here, all of you turn your cameras on in the class. Okay, you guys can leave like your network issue. There's some network issue with you guys. So here, the valve present between the pulmonary artery and the right ventricle, that is called as pulmonary valve. What are we calling this? Pulmonary valve. So it is present between the right and ventricle and the pulmonary artery. So that is pulmonary valve. Then there's one more valve that is present between the left ventricle and the aorta, which is very simple to memorize actually. That is the aortic valve. Okay, now that is the aortic valve. Again, take a look at this one. The valve present between the pulmonary artery and the right ventricle is called as pulmonary valve. And that which is present between the left ventricle and aorta, that is called as aortic valve. Okay. Now talking about what is the function of the valve here. So function of the valve is that it will prevent the backflow of the blood in the chambers of the heart. Like once the blood will enter from the right atrium to the right ventricle, then it will close for a short period of time. Because if it were to be open, the blood from the right ventricle can go back into the right atrium, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have learned about the vein, that valve were present inside the vein to prevent the backflow of the blood. So here also it will be doing the same thing. Or like for example, in this one, as the blood will be entering from left atrium to the left ventricle, this mitral valve will close and will prevent the blood from flowing back into the left ventricle, left atrium from the left ventricle. So it prevents the backflow of the blood. Okay. So you guys take a quick look at this because I'm going to cover the names and then you guys will be required to answer it. Okay. Take a quick look at the name of this different valves because I'm going to ask about it in a minute. By the way, the vena cava which we have discussed, the vena cava is a vein or an artery?
Sir, it's a vein.
It's a vein. Okay, what about you guys? Abu Bakr and Priyanka, is
Sir.
Gauss correct?
Yes.
It is vein. And in fact, it is the largest vein in the body. Whether it be superior or the inferior vena cava, they are the largest vein in the body. And which is the largest artery in the body?
Sir, aorta.
Exactly, aorta. Okay. Which is the strongest chamber of the human heart?
Left ventricle.
Left ventricle.
Yeah.
What is the name of the wall separating the chambers of the heart? Left and the
Sep-
right chambers?
Septum.
That is septum. Okay. What is the name of the valve present between the right atrium and the right ventricle?
Sir, the tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve.
You guys also repeat this. That is tricuspid valve. The name of the valve present between the aorta and the left ventricle.
Sir, the aortic valve.
Aortic valve. Okay, na? Aortic valve. Okay, Priyanka, you tell me what is the name of the valve present between the pulmonary artery and the right ventricle? Question for you, Priyanka, is what is the name of the valve present between the pulmonary artery and the right ventricle? Okay, Abu Bakr, I'm audible to you. Answer this question.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Yes. The valve present between the pulmonary artery and the right ventricle. Isn't it obvious? It is in fact written over here. Just observe this. This is pulmonary valve, okay? That is pulmonary valve. Okay, then you tell me, Ross, what is the name of the valve present between the left atrium and the left ventricle?
Sir, the mitral valve.
Mitral valve. Okay, you guys are going to answer it. Okay. I'm going to number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10, 11. Okay. That one is 12 and 13. You guys start answering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to, how about I assign the questions here? That will be better.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are total 13 now. Okay, so I'm going to appoint 4 questions to each one of you. Question number 1, 1 minute. Question number 1, 4, 7, and 11. This one is for you, Priyanka, okay? Question number 3, 9, 13, and question number 6. That one is for you, Abu Bakr. And the one in the green, this 2, 3, 4. There's one which I'm leaving. Anyone can answer that one. So that one, the one in the green is for you, was. You guys start answering it. Yes.
Sir, for which one is the third one?
The one in the green, for the third one, it is for you know the one that is in blue color. This question number 3, 6, 9, and 13.
Sir, like
Question
for
number
the
12.
no, sir, for the third one,
Mm-hmm.
what should I name for? Like
You can see where I'm pointing right now. This, it's the chamber of the human heart. It's one of the chamber. So you have to name the chamber of this. What's the name of this chamber? Okay. Abu Bakr, you still have a doubt in this? Like what the question is? Tell me.
Sir, the first one, should I answer it?
Yeah, sure, sure. Don't wait.
Sir, arthrode,
Aorta, you mean to say, okay?
yes, sir.
Anyways, very good. Aorta.
And the fourth one, it is right ventricle.
Well done. That is right.
Sir, the seventh one, I know, but then it starts with T, right, sir?
7th one. Yeah, it starts with T. Very good.
Three,
Yeah. Tricuspid valve. Okay, now.
okay, sir.
So question number 7, it is tricuspid valve. Good. And
sir,
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 the
sir.
11th one is
just 1 minute. 11th one is
pulmonary
pulmonary
vein.
vein. Well done. Yes, start.
Sir, for the first one,
No, for the first one, it has already been answered. It was for Priyanka and Abu Bakr. The one that I have circled in blue, you have to answer that. Question number 3, 6, 9, and
yes, sir, for the third
mm-hmm.
okay, yes, sir, for the third one, it
Oh, I
is left
mistakenly wrote it over
atrium.
here. Just 1 minute. There's a correction required here. I mistakenly wrote pulmonary vein in the question number 13. Actually, it was supposed to be written for question number 11. Yeah. Okay, continue, Abu Bakr.
So for the third one, it is pulmonary vein.
No, for the third one is over here. It is referring to the chamber here, not about this here.
For the left atrium,
Yeah, left atrium. Good.
sir, for the third one, it is left atrium, and for the sixth one, sir, it is pulmonary vein. Pulmonary
Valve.
sir, yes.
So that is good. Pulmonary valve. Yes.
And
Ninth one.
ninth one,
You can take a hint from here. What is one? This one is aorta.
aortic valve.
Very good. So that is aortic valve. We put this on charge. Yeah. Continue. 13th one is. Yes, the largest vein in the body.
Inferior vena cava.
Anterior, you can say inferior also. Both of them is correct. So it's the inferior vena cava. Well done. Very good. Now go start.
Sir, the second one is it referring to the valve or the chamber?
No. It's referring to the chamber. See, the valves are by the dotted lines. It has been mentioned here. Dotted lines are actually pointing towards the valve. Okay, now. So that is
Sir, the right atrium, second one.
good. Right
Fifth
atrium.
one. Sir, the fifth one.
Yes. Talking about the chamber. Okay, no. It's about the chamber.
Oh, okay, chamber. Sir, left. Sir, the left atrium.
Left atrium or ventricle? The lower chambers are the ventricles. Okay, now 4 and 5, both of them are chambers. Okay, this is right ventricle. This is left ventricle. Okay, so that
Sir,
is
sir, I thought it was like pointing to the top one.
no. Actually, see, I have actually drawn this dot over here. Now this big dot. I draw this actually. Okay. Okay. Continue. 10th one is
Eighth one. Sir,
okay.
the eighth one is
It's a valve actually.
yes, sir, I know it's a valve.
Hmm.
Mm, mm.
It is.
Yes, sir, it starts from M.
Anyone?
Sir, mitral.
That is mitral wave. Okay, now that is mitral wave. Okay, next 10th one.
Sir, tenth one, that's the sir, the pulmonary artery.
Pulmonary artery. Well done. Pulmonary artery. Okay. 12th one is left. Anyone can answer? If you know, you can also answer 12th one.
That's the superior cover.
Exactly. So that is the superior vena cava. Okay. So hope that much should be clear to everyone. I'm going to put some important screenshots here. Also, now you guys would be able to answer this to me. So you guys tell me this one which I left empty in the previous class, as I told you, you guys will be able to answer it later on. So this one is bringing the oxygenated blood towards the heart, right? Oxygenated blood is flowing from this one. It is bringing the oxygenated blood from the lungs towards the heart. So what is this? Pulmonary vein or the pulmonary artery?
Sir, pulmonary wave.
Okay, you're saying pulmonary vein. Okay. Others also agree to this answer or do they differ?
Sir, it is a vein.
Yeah.
So
We know that.
this is the oxygenated blood, right?
Yeah, it is oxygenated blood.
Yes, sir, it's
Okay.
pulmonary vein, sir.
Exactly. Okay, now. So because veins brings the blood towards the heart now, and this is a pulmonary vein. Okay. Oxygenated blood is flowing on this, and thereby this one is it is taking the
Pulmonary artery.
exactly. So that is pulmonary artery. Okay. So that was this which we had discussed. It was the pulmonary circuit in the body. It was the network of arteries and veins that connects the hearts and the lung. Deoxygenated blood is pumped from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation, and oxygenated blood returns to the heart to be pumped to the rest of the body. Okay, no? So that is the pulmonary circuit which we have learned. We also learned about the functioning of the human heart. Okay. Hope that should be clear to everyone. Now, you guys answer this question. Read this question carefully and think of what could be the answer. like what is special, like what is special about the human heart that it prevents the mixing of the blood? Yes, there were two main features of the human heart which prevents the mixing of the blood. Think about that. Yes, what is the
Sir,
space?
sir, it has like different chambers that are divided to get the oxygenated, deoxygenated blood. So like once it gets the deoxygenated blood, it like goes to the pulmonary. Uh, it goes to the pulmonary vein.
See, that does not tells us about the question here. That does not answer the question. The question is saying that what is the special feature present in the human heart which does not allow mixing of blood when oxygen rich and carbon dioxide rich blood reaches the heart? I mean to say that, 1 minute, let me just.
They have separate blood vessels to bring the blood from the lungs.
No, that is not the question again. That is not the answer again. See what is being said here, that why is it so that the deoxygenated blood which is there in the right part of the heart does not mixes with the oxygenated blood which is coming into the left part of the heart? Why they are not mixing?
Because of the septum.
Exactly, because of the wall that is separating these chambers, the left and the right part of the heart, that is septum. No? That is one thing. Getting it, guys? All of you got it now? So this muscular wall is separating the left and right part of the heart, which prevents the oxygen-rich blood and carbon dioxide-rich blood from mixing each other into each other. Okay. Plus, valves are also present, but valve has a different function. Like it will be preventing the blood from flowing backward. Okay, no. So we have mitral valve, tricuspid valve, pulmonary valve, and then you have aortic valve. So which we have learned about. But the main feature is the septum, which is separating the chambers of the heart, the left and the right part of the heart. Now we have here right now we have learned about the circulatory system in the human. Every topic we have discussed, whether it be blood, different components of the blood, pulmonary circuit, and then we have learned about the functioning of the human heart in detail. Now the question here is that do all animals possess a circulatory system? So the answer is yes. Almost every organism would be possessing a circulatory system, but there are some which are exception. Majority of them will be having a circulatory system, but there are few exceptions to this. Okay, like for example, some of the like by circulatory system, what do we mean? There has to be a pumping organ. There has to be tube-like structures in the body, just like we have. There's a pumping organ, that is the heart. We have tube-like structures all around the body. Getting it, guys? Like if all the blood vessels were to be spread out, it will be about 60,000 miles long, 60,000 miles long. Okay, no? So we have a complex circulatory system, but there are some animals like hydras. You look at this hydra, an aquatic organism. Okay, this is a hydra. Or we have this sponges. They do not have a circulatory system. They will be found to be living under the water, and from the water they will be getting all the requirements, whether it be food or whether it be oxygen. They will be getting it from the water, right? So as the water will be moving in their body, so oxygen and food will enter into their body. Getting it, guys? So as you guys can see here in these animations, as water enters their body, so it will be bringing food and oxygen for them, and as the water will be leaving their body, as the water will leave their body, so then it will take away the waste from their body, take away the waste. So is there such a complex mechanism in the body of the hydra? Particularly hydra, take a look at this one here. Okay, I don't have that diagram. See, basically what happens now, from one part of the hydra, water will be entering, and from other part of the body, like from the mouth, water will exit, and it will take away the waste. Okay, or take a look at this sponge here. Okay, now he has poured some colorful liquid over here to show you the movement of the water across the body of this sponge. Why this why this diver has poured some colorful liquid around the sponge in order to show you the way of the movement of the water across this. Getting it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
He's not actually providing some nutrients to the sponge. He is actually putting some color around the sponge in order to show us the way how water moves across the body. So from beneath, the water is entering into the body of the sponge. So this water that is entering into the body of the sponge, it will be bringing in food and oxygen to the sponge, and the water that is leaving from the top of the sponge, it will take away the waste from the body. It takes away waste. Is that thing clear to every one of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the case about those organisms. Okay, you guys will be answering these questions, and then we'll be learning about excretory system. I don't think we'll be able to complete that today because we don't have sufficient time, but let's see how much we can cover today. Okay, answer these questions.
Sir, per minute. First one per minute.
Okay, what about you guys?
Yes, sir. For per minute.
Right, so number of beat per minute is called as the pulse rate. Okay, and the next,
Sir, a heartbeat.
that is heartbeat. Okay, so that is the pulse, that is the per minute, and then heartbeat. Okay, you guys tell me what is the normal pulse rate?
Sir, 60 to 70, 75.
Yeah, somewhere that basically it is considered that it is
70 to 80.
60 to 80, or somewhere it rates as like between 60 to 100 beats per minute also. The normal pulse rate of a person who is not doing any kind of activity, like right now, if someone is relaxed, someone is sleeping, at that time the pulse rate will be between 60 to 100 usually. Okay, also the pulse rate varies with age. It varies with age. Usually a small kid has higher pulse rate. Getting it? No, this pulse rate is not fixed actually. It varies from person to person. It varies from age to age. Usually toddlers, small kids, they have a high pulse rate. It is between 80 to 130 beat per minute. Okay, no, but the school going children, like children of your age, would be having it between 70 to 100 beat per minute. Okay, that is one thing. Okay, plus a person who will be older, their pulse rate might increase or decrease. It will be fluctuating. Got this. Also, you guys tell me what is the relation between the pulse rate and the heart rate?
Sir, they both are the same thing.
They both are same actually, right? So pulse rate will be actually giving us direct information about the heart rate, isn't it? Okay. Okay, continuing further, you guys answer these questions also.
Sir, left side, first one.
The left side, slightly tilted to the left. Okay. Movement in the vessels on the wrist is due to the
Sir, the heartbeat.
heartbeat. Well done. Okay. How many minutes are left? 2 minutes are left only, no? Okay, anyways, let me just give an introduction to this topic which we're going to discuss. See, talking about the excretion in the humans now, particularly excretion in animals, our discussion will first start with the excretory system in the humans. The main excretory organ in the human is the kidney. Okay, we'll be learning about this. Once we'll be finished with this topic, we'll be learning about excretory system in smaller organisms and other mammals like cattle and in insects, or in earthworms, for example, earthworm, or in cockroaches, or in some other smaller creatures, how it will be occurring. Particularly in the case of the humans, we will learn that the excretory product like the stool, like the fecal matter or the urine or the carbon dioxide gas, how these will be expelled from the body. Because if these were to accumulate in high quantity in the body, they can, because basically they are toxic substances. Okay, so at a regular interval, they need to be excreted from the body. We'll be learning about that. Okay, so there we'll learn about the function of the kidney. Okay, what will be the function of the urinary bladder, urethra, all of that we'll be learning in the next classes. Okay. So main excretory organs will be basically the kidney. Apart from kidney, you have ureter. Then you have this sac-like structure, which storing the urine for a temporary amount of time. That is the urinary bladder. And via this opening, that is the urethra, urine will be excreted out. Okay, so this will be learning in detail in the next class. From today's discussion, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Or also, I have to put the screenshots in the chat box now. So I haven't put that. The last class which we had, I did put the screenshots in the chat box now, guys. Priyanka, everyone.
Sir, you put it.
Till here, I have put the screenshots, I suppose. So from here, I'm going to, all of you are storing it in a proper folder now? Or making a PDF out of the screenshot or not? Although I'll be providing the PPT, but the important thing is that you guys are preparing your own notes, taking a help of this.